wonderful subscribers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Boa. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to like and subscribe. On my channel, we talk about anything that interests me and anything that interests you. So today is a bit different. I wanted to switch it up. It's 2021, guys. I need to be consistent with my videos, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing this year, being consistent with the content that I release. So this video is basically inspired by my desire to move to Ghana the ending of this year. So if you are basically like me, who wants to move to an African country or is thinking about relocating to an African country within the next year or the next 10 years, this video is for you. I basically wrote a bunch of lists of things to prepare when you are ready to move to the African country that you want or to Ghana. So the first thing that I put is a passport. So you do need a passport. Currently, my passport has expired, so I do need to go renew my passport. And because I was born in Ghana and I came here when I was young, I have the privilege to basically get a dual citizenship. So, which means that I'm Ghanaian and Canadian together, right? So it allows me to not basically apply for a visa, which is like a bonus for me. So if you don't have that privilege, I suggest that I would suggest that you do need your passport and a visa, depending on how long you want to stay in the African country is what type of visa you basically apply for. The next document that I would suggest is basically your medical records and stuff like that. Before you leave, just basically get all those informations, have it on a USB, have it printed, have it somewhere where nobody can basically hack it. When you do arrive there and you do get a different doctor, you're able to pass down your medical records to them and you're able to treat you better based on your medical records. So another thing that I would say is that start thinking about healthcare, basically health insurance and stuff like that. What companies are out there in Ghana or that particular country that you're going to, and just figure out how to basically apply for the healthcare insurance over there so that you're not basically like, just in case, God forbid, something emergency does happen and you don't basically, you're not prepared, or you can't afford the medicine, or you don't have a health insurance company to basically help you out. Another thing that I wanted to add in terms of like the health is basically having like an emergency fund. Start thinking about that. You need to have an emergency fund saved somewhere in case something happens to you, and that emergency fund is basically meant for your health purposes and stuff like that. So consider that. The thing to consider is basically have different sets of debit cards, credit cards and stuff like that. So that works basically international, because you don't want to have like, you don't want to go back home and stuff like that and then lose your credit card or lose a debit card. How are you going to get a new one? You get what I mean? So just have like multiple ones where it's easier for you to basically go to the ATM to get money. Next thing that I would say is save. Guys, before you go to Ghana, before you go to an African country, don't go empty handed unless you have people there who have billions of dollars or whatever the case might be. Unless you have a rich family, have money. Save as much as you can. I can't tell you how much to save, but save as much as you can, so that you can go back home or so that you can go to those African countries and not be stranded and not know what to do and try to seek jobs and stuff like that, because it's not easy to find a job there. Not that it is impossible, but it's not easy to find a job there because you're competing with the locals. The next thing that I want you to think about is basically where you are going to stay. So if you're going to be living in a house, whether if you're going to be renting, these things have to be considered before making the move or before thinking about making that move and stuff like that. Do you want to build your own house? Do you want to rent? And when you do rent, you have to be mindful that it's not like here where you pay monthly. You basically have to deposit 2 years payment, or 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years upfront before you get that particular place. And then once you get that place, you're basically rent free. Like you're free from paying rent. but you have to have that large sum of money to pay upfront, and some people might not have that, you know what I mean? So just consider that. The next thing is like transportation. How are you going to be navigating through Ghana? You get what I mean? Sometimes the roads are bad, sometimes traffic is like crazy. You don't want to be stuck in the trotro. Trotro is the public bus, but you don't want to be stuck in there for days, not days, but for bare minutes, sweating in the hot sun and everything. It's up to you. You get what I mean? Like, how are you going to navigate? Are you okay with paying taxi all the time? Are you okay with getting your own car? Are you okay with taking the public transportation? So whatever meets your desire is what you have to think about. Last thing that I want to end with is monthly expenses. So have that conversation with yourself and be like, okay, you know what? What's my monthly expense here? You get what I mean? Or like have that conversation with yourself. What would my monthly expense be in Ghana? So for myself, I put 2,000 cedis. So that's basically $500. And I'm okay with that because I like to live simple. So I calculated everything and it seemed reasonable to me. And have an open mindset that it can go up. Like your budget can basically, you can spend more or you can spend less. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.